There's some mental rehearsal exercises that I've extrapolated from what elite athletes do, and this is what you can do too at home. The first thing is, like athletes, send your intention by visualizing the outcome you desire with all your 5 senses in real time. And remember, when you do visualization or any kind of guided imagery on someone else, and you can do it on someone else too, you can use images or internal messages to obtain a desired goal. If you're very visual, use pictures. If you're very verbal, use internal messages. Use words. Try this for any kind of desired outcome. Try it to change or improve your living situation, or your job, or your relationships, or your physical condition or health, or most importantly, your state of mind. If you tend to be negative all the time, try working on becoming much more positive doing this. Imagine yourself being positive. Use it to change your outlook on life, or even an aspect of yourself that you don't like, something about your personality. You can use this as well to send intentions to someone else. Guided imagery can be used a little bit like hypnosis, where you get somebody in a meditative state and you walk them through an intention and you talk to them and mentally rehearse for them. Now, here are a few suggestions of how to carry this all out. First, plan a mental image of the outcome of your intention well ahead of time. When you're carrying out your visualization, it's best to have it be very specific. Now, that could be, as I say, seeing the exact image clearly in your mind's eye. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to have this sharp internal image, or any image at all. Remember, it's enough just to think about an intention without a mental picture and to create an impression, a very specific feeling, a thought. A very specific emotion is also an intention. A real feel-good feeling will send the same message to your body and the universe. Now, you may not even think in images or words. Some people think through sounds or touch or the spatial relationship between objects. I've got a child who's very, very spatial, and so when I talk about things, I try to think in some sort of spatial element that she'll understand. So your mental rehearsal should depend on what senses are most developed in your brain. Let's use an example of this. Let's say you have back pain. And most people do have back pain at some point in their lives. So first of all, imagine yourself free from pain and doing some sort of exercise or movement you enjoy but haven't been able to do. See yourself very clearly, or feel yourself walking with agility, free from pain. Feel that feeling of being pain-free and feel like you are absolutely alive. Imagine the internal and external sensations of a very, very limber back. Feel yourself running free. And while you're doing this, choose other sensations that support the healing of your back. If you're doing this on someone else, you're sending intention to heal someone else's back. Carry out all the same aspects of the healing, but imagine yourself inside the other person's back and send your intentions to his back. Begin to merge. We'll be covering merging in more detail in a later session. Visualization is another form of intention, and it's now routinely used by alternative practitioners to treat everything from heart disease and cancer to back pain to muscular disease, mental illness, pain management, and even to help during surgery. You can even use visualization to change an aspect of your body, which is probably comforting to anyone who's not happy with his or her body shape. I mean, there was an incredible study that demonstrated that under hypnosis, women were able to increase the dimensions of their breasts simply by visualizing themselves on the beach with the sun's rays warming their chests. visualization has been used to improve post-surgical outcomes and even minimize the side effects of chemotherapy. In fact, the most successful cases of visualization are those when patients have been able to create a vivid mental picture in their minds. The outcome of a patient's illness has been predicted by examining the types of visualizations used to combat them. The psychologist and researcher Jean Achterberg studied a group of cancer patients who were using visualization to fight their own disease. She predicted with nearly 100% accuracy which patients would completely recover and which would get worse or die. And the way she did it was just to examine their visualizations and to rate them. Those who were successful in managing and overcoming their disease had a greater ability to visualize vividly with powerful imagery and symbols, and they could hold a clear visual intention imagining themselves overpowering the cancer and the medical treatment being effective. The most successful patients also practiced their visualizations regularly. Now, the evidence shows us we can use intention to gain control over virtually any bodily process, and even possibly life-threatening illnesses. But the question is, of course, can our thoughts about others be as potent as our thoughts about ourselves? A psychologist called William Broad is a scientist who's examined this very question. He gathered together a group of volunteers and asked them to carry out biofeedback on themselves. And after they'd done the biofeedback on themselves, he put the groups in pairs and then attached one member of each pair to biofeedback equipment on his partner, and so asked one to send intention to change the body of his partner. And interestingly enough, the results he got were equivalent to those that occurred when the patients on the equipment used biofeedback on themselves. So somebody's intentions for your body are as powerful as your own. Broad's studies also show that we can most influence others to become more ordered when we are ordered. For instance, he's had some studies showing that calm people are most successful in sending mental influence to calm down nervous people, and focused people are also best at making distracted people focus. His work also suggests that the greatest effect of intentions occur when a person most needs help. So there's some amazing implications here. Think about it. A doctor might improve the survival rate of his patients just by always having a positive diagnosis. A surgeon could improve his patient's recovery by mentally rehearsing the surgery before he headed into the operating room. It might be the case that we don't need drugs anymore, but just simply good intentions. Since we know intention can affect the chemistry in our bodies, we should be able to speed up, slow down, or improve any kind of physiological process. And, even if we do continue to use drugs, we could develop many more breakthrough drugs by sending an intention to target their effectiveness and minimize the side effects. For you and me, we could probably raise the quality of all of our daily endeavors just by carrying out detailed mental rehearsals. Rehearsals for ourselves and our loved ones. Think about sending intentions to your children to perform better at school or to be more loving to their friends. Think about just sending out a positive intention for having a good day every day. But of course, I want to leave you with one kind of scary thought. The fact that we're beaming out all the time and we have this ability suggests an awesome level of responsibility when you are generating your thought. All of us are Frankensteins with the extraordinary power to affect everything around us. So ask yourself this question. How many times are you sending out positive thoughts?